Hello everyone and welcome back to Passion Sundays, the best way to end the week and start another. Our guest today is phenomenally passionate about the topic of passion so much that he decided to talk about focus in passion. Keith Abraham, multi-award winning author and a fellow passion guy.
Thank you very much, Moustafa. Great to meet you.
Pleasure is mine. I mean, it's, you know, they call you the passion guy in Australia, they call me the passion guy in other places. So two passion guys in one place, double trouble.
You're right, 100% right.
So what I'm interested in is a very phenomenal thing that you talk about, which is how to stay focused on passion, because people in passion go wide and you help them go back into that passion.
Yeah, and look, and I believe it's a line. You know, passion, purpose, plan, progress.
Okay, passion, purpose, plan, progress.
So you got to have, you know, if you said to me you could never use the word passion ever again, I'd use the word energy.
Yes.
You want to hang around people who've got good energy.
Of course.
But you have to turn that into something, you have to turn that into your why, which is your purpose.
Yes.
And then you have to do the what, which is the plan. And then the how is how do you make progress? So all of them line up, and you're right. To do that, you have to have focus. You have to starve your distractions and feed your focus.
Starve your distractions and feed your focus. I love that.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, there are so many objects, isn't there? You know, how many of your viewers suffer from next shiny object?
Shiny object syndrome. Same thing.
You know, and we want to be in everything. And so it's about stopping and saying, okay, tell me the one thing.
Yes.
The one thing. Because I believe that once you know what your passion is, then you need to channel it into a goal or a set of goals in 4 key areas of your life. Personal, professional, profitable, physical. And once you've done that, then you can say, this is my key goal, and now let's focus on that. I could do 10 goals in each of those areas, but what's the one?
What's the one at least as a first next step?
Absolutely. And just to be able to channel your energy. I don't know about you personally, but most of the audiences I speak to, I say, what's their greatest frustration? Not feeling like they're making progress.
Yeah.
And you've got to feel like you're making progress. You've got to be, as you talk about, you've got to be heading towards what you want.
Agreed.
And away from what you don't want.
I love the analogy you use about starving your distractions, because what happens to most people is they actually feed their distractions more and more, and it becomes harder and harder to focus on what you're truly passionate about.
They become busy being busy.
Yes.
And here's what they think they do. If I'm doing something there and I'm doing something there and I'm doing something, aren't I productive?
Yes.
And what I say to people is, and let me use the analogy. My father-in-law owns a boat. It's a lovely boat. I have limited knowledge about boating, but I know this. If I'm in a boat and I am 1 degree off course for 10 minutes in a boat, it's no big deal. I adjust the sail, adjust the rudder, and bring it back on course. Simple, easy. If I'm in a boat and I am 1 degree off course for 30 days, I am lost at sea.
And then it'll be more difficult to find your track
Correct,
back.
because the challenge that most people have is they're focused on the horizon, not on the destination.
Okay.
And this is where a goal comes into it.
Beautiful.
Passion is the fuel for the goal. The plan is what you need to do. And making progress is the rituals and the routines that you put in place to feel like I'm ticking that off. I'm moving forward. I'm moving towards what I want.
So it's about focusing on the destination, not on the horizon. And this is the thing. People get too broad of a horizon of, I want to help the world, I want to make an impact, I'm passionate about this. And it's so big of a word that it makes us feel good because it feels big enough for our ego.
And most of their friends go, oh, that's so wonderful. That's great. But what does that really look like in reality?
Distilling that into...
is it building a school? Is it becoming the CEO of your company? Is it, being a millionaire, or, having $1 million in the bank, or writing a book, or presenting to a group? Well, let's distill it down to what does that really mean? Because what I do know is with clarity comes confidence. With confidence comes certainty. With certainty becomes consistency. And how many people do you know are consistently inconsistent?
Oh God, the majority of the people are fitting in that. And I love your analogy. I use the same exact words because clarity means certainty, certainty means focus, focus means action, and then that feeds itself.
Absolutely.
And then that being said, it's all good we're talking about it, but sometimes life beats hard on you so much. And where do you get the passion when times are tough?
You've got to re-energize yourself. There are 4 things. Everyone's life is made up of 4 parts. There are things in your life that you love to do, things in your life that you like to do, things in your life that you have to do, and things in your life you hate to do. And all too often for lots of people, the reason why they lose their energy and their passion for life is because they're doing the things they have to do and hate to do. And what I say to people is, I live in the real world. The real world is you cannot have everything in the things you love to do and like to do. But when you are doing the things you love to do and like to do, and you give yourself permission to do those things, it re-energizes so you can go and do the uncomfortable and the inconvenient.
Nice. So it's about accepting that yin and yang balance of doing what you have to so you can get what you want to.
Life is perfect because it's imperfect. Yeah. And what I often say to people, I have to remind myself of this, is that everything is perfect. So when it is not going right, I have to take a step back and say, okay, this isn't right. This is not perfect, but what's the message? What's the tap on the shoulder that I'm getting here? What's the message I'm getting that I need to change, adjust, evolve, and do things differently?
Beautiful. So let's change and adjust so we can do things more passionately in a way.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, at least do the things that re-energize it. So, if you like going out and having a game of golf, go out and have a game of golf, because that gives you, that recharges your battery so you can go through the crud. So you can go through the tough, do the inconvenient, do the things that are tough. I know for a lot of people, and you know this, is passion fits into two categories. You either go and do the things you love to do and you make an income from it, or you go and make an income so you can do the things you love to do.
100%.
And I don't know what it's like exactly in your part of the world, but I do know is that for a lot of people in Australia, it's neither either. That they exist and they endure, they don't enjoy.
Yeah, and that's majority of the people because they've given up on themselves.
Correct.
And I believe passion is about consistency.
Yes.
Because you can love what you love and you can get good at it and then it can be of value to the world. But if you're not consistent, you're out of the game because you can be taken out.
Correct. And I think along the way, Moustafa, one of the things that we're challenged with is that we love what we do, but we fall out of love with what we do.
Yes.
So we love what we do, but we're not in love with what we do. Yeah. Now the pop culture will say, oh, you should go and do something different. And my advice is do not do something. Fall back in love with it. If you're so good at it, fall back in love with it.
Focus.
Correct.
Focus.
Fall back in love with it. I think in a lot of cases as well is that as we get older or we have kids or whatever it is, we get too serious. And we go, I'll do that later, I'll do that later. And we have to give ourselves permission to stand at the front of the line and do the things we love to do. So our tank's topped up again.
Awesome. So take the front line with your passion.
Yeah.
What an awesome way
stand at the front of the line.
Stay in the front, keep the passion living.
Absolutely.
I love it. Keith, thank you very much. This has been phenomenal.
Delight to chat with you. Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Passion.
What do you think? I hope you found this as double trouble passion as much as I did. And if so, leave your comments on the blog below and share it with your friends. And if you'd like more tools, tips, techniques, and exclusive interviews that I only share on my website, go to moustafa.com. Until next episode, live passionately.